Good morning, everybody. Hope you're all doing really well out there. I hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving. I hope you had a lot of time off of work with friends and family and got some good food. I'm actually enjoying an extra day off of work today. I was supposed to work, but my boss texted me last night and asked me if I wanted an extra day off of work because my route canceled. And I was like, hell yeah. So I thought I'd utilize some of my free time to come on here and make a video on something I've been wanting to make a video on, but just haven't had the time. And that is about African Rooibos Intens. I don't know if you guys can see that. This is a new release from the house of Chris Collins. I do have the original African Rooibos, and my wife and I are huge fans of the original. So when he announced the African Rooibos Intens, I did something I don't typically condone and broke my number one rule, which is blind buy anything. Um, Actually, I don't think I bought it fast enough. I do believe this is a limited edition release, so I am happy I got the chance to get it. But then again, don't just blind buy things. So, what inspired this video? I had somebody reach out to me on Instagram asking if this was redundant if you owned the original. So I thought I would come on here and make a video about it for those who might be curious or interested. Sorry, there's a fuzzy in the air. And just kind of give you my thoughts and opinions on it. So I'm going to go through the notes and then talk about it. So in the top, we've got bergamot, cardamom, and black pepper, which is the same for the original, I believe. In the mid, we still have that Rooibos tea accord, orris butter, and what is new is vanilla bourbon. And then in the base, we've got cedarwood, tonka bean, immortelle flower, and something else that is new is ambroxan overdose. So I already got it sprayed on my hand here. I'll go ahead and do one more just to get that opening again. And then on my right hand, I'll do the original so we can compare and contrast. So smell the original real quick. Man, that's good. Okay, so up front, you get that same African Rooibos DNA. However, in the Intens, it is much darker. And I mean, it's a lot darker than the original. So Chris Collins put out a video on this explaining what is different. And he says in that video, you get, they dialed down the bergamot. So it's not as juicy as the original, but you do get the added vanilla bourbon and the added ambroxan, which despite being in the mid and in the base, you kind of do get it up front. It is a much, in my opinion, it is a darker, I would say a more cold weather version of the original, but it's still, it has this, I don't know how to explain it other than like a refined, dark, luxurious sensuality that's been added to it. So if any of you out there are familiar with a lot of Chris Collins fragrances, some of them have like this, luxurious, sensual type of feel to it. Perfect for, formal events and like, really nice date nights. They really do give off kind of like a romantic vibe. I don't know how to explain it other than that. But right off the bat, in my opinion, which I've got, I think 4 full wearings with the Intense version. Thankfully enough, it's cold where I live right now, so it's appropriate. I don't think they're redundant at all. You still get the original African Rooibos DNA, but in the Intense, it's not diminished. Like it's still very much present, but it's darker. It really is darker, more suitable for cold weather. That vanilla bourbon and ambroxan is up front. I do know with a lot of vanilla fragrances, they tend to be too sweet. In this one, it is so well done. It's there, it's noticeable, you can detect it, but it's not overly sweet or cloying like a lot of fragrances that are being released. And I gotta say, in a world full of elixirs and absolus and intense, parfum intense, eau de parfum intense, like this is a breath of fresh air because it's so well done. It's very well blended and it's just a gorgeous, beautiful scent in my opinions. I don't think they're redundant to one another at all. So for those of you who know you love African Rooibos, the original, if you wanted to take a chance and buy this, you're not going to be wasting your money. It's not redundant at all. I do think it'll serve a different purpose. Um, it's like if African Rooibos literally had a more refined, darker date night version of itself, but it's different enough to own. And honestly, I think these could be layered together. I do really think they could be layered together and make something beautiful. Um, do I like one better than the other? No, I like them both equally. I've got plenty of wearing out of the original, and after about 4 wearings with the Intense, and that's a 10 out of 10 for me, because it still has, like I said, it has the DNA, but it's different. Like this is a true flanker. It's so well done. So kudos to Chris Collins. I gotta say, you know, I think there's been a few Chris Collins fragrances that I've tried so far, and every one is just knocking it out of the park. I really, really enjoy this house. It's one of my favorite houses at the moment. Everything's so well done. I do have a discovery set, so that we'll probably do more videos on some more of them. I just got in a sample of the Savant Manhattan Cherry, which I'm really, really excited to try because I've never tried a cherry fragrance before. And apparently this one's supposed to be masculine leaning, kind of like a boozy date night cherry fragrance. So I'll probably come back on here and do a video on that and get Mila's opinion on it. So, but yeah. Man, they're both just so good. Yeah, my final thoughts, they are not redundant. I think they're both worth having. I don't know how limited the Intense version is. So if anybody out there is curious about pulling the trigger on it, or if you think it's redundant, I think they're different enough to have. So yeah, that's all I've got right now. Happy to own both. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that, guys. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.